If you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing to the channel. When you do, make sure you hit the notification bell. That means that you will be informed of when a new video has been released. If you would like to take that support one step further, you can do that via Patreon, which is an optional monthly service. You can donate money towards the channel, or you can go over to Ko-fi.com, and for the price of a coffee you can help donate towards the channel as well. Links for all of those will be in the description of the video, and without further ado, enjoy the video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching another interview on the channel from the SIL, and I am delighted to be able to say that today I am joined by SIL Claydon A side, Daniel Barnard. Dan, how are you doing, mate? You well?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Lockdown is it's been an interesting time of such, but as of the point that this video will be out, I will be back at work. So that's going to be strange. But how's life been for you? What's life in lockdown been like, and how are you coping without football?
It's been fun. We've got a 2-year-old that keeps me on my toes, so
Right.
she's in the garden a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Playing and doing stuff that she shouldn't do in the garden, but you know, she's always on my toes. Yeah, it's been hard. Like, it's probably been hard for everyone. But we've had to do the right thing and stay safe.
Yep.
With football, it's been hard. Like, I mean, there's only so many hours I could play with FIFA. That,
Yeah.
you know, that's just gone down the pan now. So it's about getting back to normality if we can, and enjoying the football that we should be doing.
Yeah, definitely. So let's kind of talk about your time at Claydon. Before you joined up there and took over the A side, what has your involvement in the game been like? Is this your first role in coaching or management? You know, kind of talk me a little bit about your background in the game.
So I started off as a player. I joined Cedars Park in Staymarket.
Yes. Yes.
Great club, great
Yeah.
setup, great bunch of people. We then opened the role for Cedars Park A, which I took over because I've been in the club for probably four or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I broke my leg back in 8 years ago. Broke my tibia and fibia from a tackle that the person who's now my assistant manager at Claydon. So
Wow.
yeah, so no love lost there. So got Cedars A promoted with a couple of games to go. Ipswich Athletic reserves then came in. Mark Peck from Stage, who's at Stage now, asked me to run the reserves. Did that, find it really hard. It was hard. You know, Kevin Clark had a hard job on him to keep the club at Bourne Vale, which unfortunately didn't succeed. So we departed, had a year out, then came back and saw the advert for Claydon A, and from then I just thought, I used to hate playing against Claydon because they're such a hard team. Why not join them and be one of them people that will go and, you know, have people hate us?
Claydon have a set way of playing, and from what I've seen, it's a very good brand of football. Everyone talks about the way that they play the game.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, when you're in charge of the A team and when you're having those initial conversations, are they wanting you to mould in the same way that the first team play, or are you concentrate on just getting a certain amount of people into the team or league position? What are you told is your main objectives when you start?
Well, being as a Claydon A manager, the youth is a massive part of Claydon A. You know, you have to keep an eye on the Claydon youth team's great setup in Claydon with the youth.
Yeah.
Great people coming through. My aim is to bring the youth up and to play the football that Claydon do on the floor. Sure, on the floor, and progress them through the league to intermediate A with the reserves, and then to senior with the first team. I was lucky to have 2 players in my team in the senior division playing for Kenny last season, which my job then I felt was done for the season, because that's what I've achieved. It's good to see that two of your players on the pitch for a senior team.
Yeah, definitely. So what is the kind of average sort of age range that you're managing with the A team?
Last season, we were ranging from 16 to about 34, 35, because the older people.
Oh wow!
The older people always help the young people. It always has to be a few older heads to play with the younger heads.
Right.
That's the mold I've always been brought up with. Play if you've got older people that want to play in the team.
Yeah.
With the youngsters, then they'll benefit more from that. And that's what we did. We molded a few in and played with the older heads.
Fair enough. So let's talk about the success that the team have had over the past couple of years, because if the proposed leagues that I've seen are correct, it looks as if your team will be promoted into the B division, which is a fantastic achievement. And then that will be back-to-back promotions. So it's all well and good having, and I say this in the nicest way, of developing one or two players, of trying to get those to progress. But for you personally and for the whole club, the higher you're playing at, the better kind of caliber of player you're playing against, the better it's going to be for the whole club, isn't it? So back-to-back promotions, how do you reflect on those 2 seasons?
It's been hard. It's been really hard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't deny it if it's been hard. But the boys understand the way I play. They understanding that what I want. We'll always have up and downs in the season, but we have to put in the 100% that we should be putting in, and they know that. And thankfully for us, that we did get promotion and another. And it's kind of hard because all the leagues now, apart from the senior league, are all very hard.
Yeah.
Really, really hard. Like you look from Division 4 all the way up to Division 1, there's a lot of good teams in there and a lot of new teams that are coming in as well.
Yeah.
So it's got more and more harder, and it will bring out the better of my team when we get to play better teams and harder teams, like hopefully we will do in Intermediate B. And for the club, it's the highest that any of our teams have been. First team in the senior, reserves in Intermediate A, and now the A team in Intermediate B. So we've got to the highest that we've ever been as a club.
Yeah, that is an amazing achievement, not only for yourself, but as you said, for everyone else of the club. So I suppose really from, when you were taking over, when you started things off at the beginning of this season, what were kind of the expectations of you? What obviously that you just gained promotion last time. So were the club saying, let's try and get up again, or is it more of an individual basis, or do you not really kind of speak of those sort of things?
It was more of a club thing that we expected to either get promotion or a trophy in the club.
Wow.
That's the philosophy that we want to see. We want a trophy or we want to get promoted, and we got promoted. The reserves were close to winning the trophy in Intermediate A, and the first team were looking at hitting like top 3. So that was job done for this season, and then hopefully he doesn't push me too hard next season.
So when you've got everyone all kind of singing off the same hymn sheet, so to speak, how much easier does that make your job? Because it must be really refreshing to not have that disconnect between the first and the rest of the setup, because you do often find it in some clubs where they're almost separate teams. They're not one unit, whereas it seems to me that Claydon, it's all a collective. Yeah. How much easier does that make your job?
It is a lot easier. It comes down to, social nights as well. It helps the guys out. They know each other. Everyone's welcome, regardless if first come down to the reserves come down to the A team. We're always welcome. We'll welcome them, and I've not had any issues since I've been here that to say that, you know, the three teams are separate. I just think they're Claydon through and through, and let's still go through to the youth team, because me and Kenny on a Saturday morning goes to watch the youth, because that's our job, to go and watch the youth.
Yeah, that's a really good touch, actually, to be honest.
Yeah. We've got a VIP area in the blue circle where we sit, and we keep a little eye and have a little bench. We keep an eye on them. So yeah, we have to do that. That's our job. You know, the important to us.
Yeah. What's it like working with him? I've interviewed him on a handful of occasions. I find him amazing. I think he's a brilliant character. What's he like to work with?
He's not shy to tell the truth. Like, he will tell how it is. But that's who you need to have working with you. You know, my aim is to become Kenny in 3 or 4 years, because you can learn a lot from him. He's very clever. Shane, his assistant, he's been quite high up as well, so it's good. But yeah, Kenny would tell you the truth if you've done something wrong, and he wouldn't be shy about it. So, you know, we have to obviously be careful what we do.
Definitely. So a couple of questions to kind of end on things. I suppose from a club perspective next season, if it does come through that you are in the B division, what are you kind of hoping for from next season as a club, or as an A team rather?
We obviously will be looking to challenge as usual. That's obviously what I want to happen. But there's so many good teams in Intermediate B. We've played. There's been a few teams that have come up from Intermediate C that are really good. Grunsborough Reserves, great. Walsham the Willows, great. You know, Needham Market A, really young team, really good setup. You know, and Halesworth, they've all come up with us. You know, we thought we might, you know, get away from them, and then you've got the added extra of the teams that are already in Intermediate B that will be looking to, you know, beat us, because we're a new team in the league. So we have to, we're ready and prepared for what's coming. So
I've just looked at some of the teams in here. You've got let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got 5 reserve teams that are established in that league. You've got Wickham Market, Wen Hastings, Stowe Falcons, Leiston St Margaret's, and Curtin Athletic. So when you're looking at reserves, that is a good level of standard for your guys to be playing against. We've got Benall St Mary's reserves who look like they will be staying in the division. So again, that's no easy task. But then, as you said, you've then got, you know, the Grunsboroughs, the Halesworth, Needham Marcus. That is going to be a very, very tough division. Very, very tough.
And a lot of travelling.
Good challenge.
And a lot of travelling.
Yeah. Definitely. So my kind of final question, obviously, in terms of you as an individual, where do you this is going to sound like a proper interview question, but in 5 years' time, what kind of role do you want to be in? Are you enjoying working with the group and the setup that you're at the moment? So in terms of progression and watching people move up into other teams, or are you trying to aim as, you know, into a first team role of some description, whether that's with Claydon or somewhere else? Obviously, I know Claydon will want to keep a hold of you, and that's, you know, but for you as an individual, where do you kind of see yourself?
I want to see myself as becoming the senior manager, knocking Kenny off his stool.
Brilliant.
And so the good thing about it is, if it does come up in 5 years' time, then the players like had in Claydon A will be hitting on the door for senior football. So I already will know them players.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not banging on the door just yet. I need to learn a lot more, but that's what I will be doing in 5 years. And Claydon, for me, is the club where I need to be at to learn and to stay, because it's a great setup. There's, you know, the pitch, the facilities, it's great, you know, so you can't. So that's where I want to be in 5 years. Fingers crossed.
Brilliant stuff. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you this morning. I really hope the next season, as I said, as long as everything at the AGM goes okay and there's no hiccups on that part, I hope that your guys handle and equip themselves well in the B division. I've got no doubts about that. But yeah, good luck. It's been a great success, back-to-back promotions for you guys, and I really hope the next season goes well.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Hope
No
to see you.
Yeah, hopefully see you some point soon. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a big thumbs up on there. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to be able to subscribe with YouTube, sign in via Gmail and then hit the subscribe button. And then when you do that, all notifications of the videos that we do get sent over to your email box so you don't miss out on any content. But until next time, as always, adios.